So section 1.2, questions. We have a point, and the point is 4/5 and 9/10. And we have a line that has this one, 6x minus 4y equals to 0. The first question, write the equation of the line through the given point and parallel to this line. Parallel to that line. Let's see. What is the slope of this line? No, not yet. To find the slope of this, you need to solve it for y. And to solve it for y, you got to divide both sides by what? 4? So what do we have? Y equals 3/2 x, if you simplify it. And once you put it in this form, you get your slope. The slope is 3/2. But that's the slope for this line. Our line is parallel to this. Parallel means what?
They have the same slope.
They have the same slope. M equals 3/2. And now to find the equation of the line, we use this equation. Y minus y sub 1 equals m times x minus x sub 1. Let's plug in the values for that. Y minus 9/10 equals m, which is 3/2, x minus, what's that, 4/5?
Yeah.
And what is the LCD for 5, 2, and 10? 10. So let's multiply the entire thing by 10, every one of them. 10 times y, 10y minus what? 9. 10 times 3/2, which is what? 30/2, that's 15 times x minus 4/5. Ten y minus 9 equals what? 15x minus, well, that'll be by 5, that's 3, right? 3 times 4 is 12, or 60/5, which is 12. Now let's move everything to one side, or I don't know what format they want it in. You can make it 15x minus 10y minus 9 minus the 12, which is what? Well, you move the minus 9 to this side, that becomes what? Positive 9. Is that a minus 3? That's called the general form. Which is ax plus by plus c is equal to 0. I don't know what form they want it in. Anytime, if your answer is going to be a fraction, they probably don't want it written as mx plus b. So they probably want the general form. So this way you can avoid using fractions. Now, if I put that answer in, now I'll switch here. I write 15x minus,
It didn't switch.
it's coming, I think, just slowly. 10y, what was it, minus 3? Did it show up yet?
No.
Oh, that's because I'm recording. Oh, I can't switch when I'm recording. Now it's something new. And it doesn't matter because I can't check my answer. It's past the due date. There's no submit there.
I still want to know what's
Yeah.
wrong.
Well, you can view a key. If you go to key, you can view a key.
View what?
You can view an answer key.
Oh. Well, it has different numbers. It'll have a different numbers. See, when you look at this, actually you can't see it, but I got red colors on mine. Red colors, that means everyone is getting different numbers, random, randomized. That's what the red color number means. The same question, but you all getting different numbers. So this, because I don't want somebody to do it, say, what's the answer? Type in the answer. Your number is going to be different than my numbers, his number, her numbers, you know.
But he wants to know the answer to his, so
Yep.
he can look on his key.
Yep.
Oh, you can.
So
Yeah.
there's no way they can do it for everybody like that?
I set it up that way. One of the options is randomize. So I want it randomized, because I want people to do each one do their own. Even if somebody asks you, you know,
Can they do like randomized, you know, everybody has different ones, can there be answer keys for everybody on their own, like when they log into their own one? You know what I mean?
no, I'm not sure.
Like, not just one answer key, but it would be the answer key that you'd have for your own problem set, that specific one.
Now the machine does each question, generates the answer key for each one separate, you know. So I'm not sure if, like, when you look, not all the questions, by the way, can be randomized, only certain ones. So some of the question where they can randomize them, they'll give you that option. It says to me, you want to randomize the question? I go, yes. And what that allows to put different numbers for everyone. Then the machine changes the answer code based on that. It's a mathematical equation. Somebody figured that out, you know. Okay, that's this one. Any other question? And the other one was perpendicular, I think, the second part. If it's perpendicular, what's the difference?
Negative 115.
This will be a negative 2/3 slope, right? So you repeat the process for part B. So for part B, perpendicular, that means the slope is going to be negative 2/3. And the point's still the same. The point is 4/5 and 9/10.
So you just make the slope negative?
Yeah, flip it and change the sign. Because it was 3/2, now it's negative 2/3. I still need to use y minus y sub 1 equals mx minus x sub 1. Y minus y sub 1 is 9/10. Negative 2/3. X minus x sub 1. X sub 1 is what? 4/5. 5, 3, and 10. What's the LCD for that? 30, yep. Let's multiply by 30. Every one of them by 30. 30y minus, that's 3 times 9, 27. That'll be negative 20. I'll multiply it after. $30y minus 27 equals negative 20x plus, what's 20 by 5? Is that 4? 4 times 4 is 16. When you say general form, they always like x to be positive. So let's move everything to one side such that x is positive. When I bring the negative 20x to this side, it becomes 20x positive plus 30y. When I bring that 16 to this side, it becomes a negative 16. So what's negative 27? Minus the 16. 6 and 7 is what, 13? Is that negative 43?
Yeah.
And that'll be the answer to that one. I noticed on both of these, actually, when I looked at their answer was, for this one, 40x plus 60y minus 86. So they didn't multiply by the LCD. They multiplied both sides by 60. They probably multiplied by 10 first to get rid of the fraction, this fraction. Then they multiplied by 3 to get rid of that fraction. Then they multiplied by the 5 probably to get rid of the other fraction. But if you divide the whole thing by 2, you end up with this. So I'll be really curious to see if they mark this one wrong or not. You know, I have no idea. Better be right, because their answer is not simplified. We get the same answer. Their answer is this one. 40x plus 60y minus 86 equals to 0. Well, what will happen if you divide this by 2? What do you have? 20x plus the 30y minus the 43. And the same thing with this one. I just looked at, I have something written next to mine, so I don't know if it's the answer or what. The one next to this, I have 60x minus 40y minus 12. Well, all of these numbers are divisible by 4. Divide 60 by 4, what do you have? 15x. Minus, divide the 40 by 4, that's a 10. Divide the 12 by 4, that's a minus 3. So I'm not sure if these are the answers next to it or what. There's some numbers next to the question.
If those are the answers, then we verify it, we could skip the first wrong.
Then we have to look and see.
No, that
Yep.
should simplify.
I will simplify for now, and we'll deal with it later. But your answer should be simplified completely, usually in math, even if it doesn't say simplify. My gut feeling, they probably have 5, 6 answers. If you put this or this or this or this or that, will be correct. You know.
Is there any way to change the amount of attempts we have?
You get 6 times on each question.
5.
5? Yeah.
Yeah.
5 times on each one. I have to look and see. You know.
This doesn't have an example, like MATLAB?
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Yeah. I kind of like that better. To be honest with you. You know why? Because show me an example. My MATLAB people just look at the example and copy everything. That's it. So they don't really learn it. They just copied what they did on my show me an example and they just applied it here. This one doesn't give you that, so you have to figure it out. So I like that for that reason.
And I like, sometimes I like try and answer in the answer, and like if I'm not answering it in the way that they want to see it, the answer could be right, my answer could be right, but you know, the amount of attempts, you know, sometimes you go over that, even though you have the right answer, they'll mark you wrong because you didn't write it in right. Or you ran out of attempts.